Gun violence erupted in the Bronx on a quiet Sunday evening, leaving residents shaken and a community grappling for answers. The tranquility of the day was abruptly broken, and the sense of security that many had taken for granted was shattered. Shortly after 6 p.m., the peace of the Mott Haven neighborhood was shattered by the sound of gunfire. The sudden eruption of violence sent shockwaves through the community, as families and individuals who were enjoying their evening were jolted into a state of fear and uncertainty. A man lay sprawled in the lobby of a building on East 138th Street, a gunshot wound to the head. The sight was both tragic and horrifying, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present threat of violence. Witnesses described a scene of chaos and confusion as the echoes of the gunshot faded. People ran in different directions, some seeking safety, others trying to understand what had just happened. The air was thick with panic and disbelief. Fear gripped the neighborhood as residents realized the gravity of the situation. Parents pulled their children close and neighbors huddled together, sharing their fears and concerns. The sense of community was palpable, but so was the fear that this could happen again. This latest act of violence served as a stark reminder of the challenges faced by the community. It highlighted the urgent need for solutions to address the root causes of such incidents. As the community gathered to mourn and seek answers, the hope for a safer future remained a common thread in their conversations. The resilience of the residents was evident, but so was the pressing need for change. The Bronx, a borough of New York City, has long grappled with issues of crime and violence. This area, rich in culture and history, has seen its fair share of challenges over the decades. From the economic downturns to the rise in gang activities, the Bronx has been a battleground for both hope and despair. While strides have been made in recent years, incidents like this shooting serve as a harsh reminder of the work that still needs to be done. The community has seen improvements in policing and community outreach, but the shadow of violence still looms large. Each incident not only affects the immediate victims, but also ripples through the community, shaking the sense of security that residents strive to build. Mott Haven, in particular, has struggled with a reputation for being a dangerous neighborhood. This area, once a thriving industrial hub, has faced economic hardships that have contributed to its current state. The rundown buildings and graffiti tell a story of neglect, but also of resilience and the unyielding spirit of its residents. Community leaders and residents alike have been working hard to change this narrative. Through initiatives like neighborhood cleanups, community meetings, and local events, they aim to foster a sense of unity and pride. These efforts are not just about beautifying the area, but about reclaiming their neighborhood from the clutches of crime and neglect. They strive to create a safer, more vibrant community for families and businesses. Parks and playgrounds are being revitalized, local businesses are receiving support, and families are encouraged to participate in community activities. These positive changes are slowly but surely transforming Mott Haven into a place where people can feel safe and proud to live. However, incidents of gun violence like this shooting undermine these efforts and inject fear back into the hearts of residents. The emotional toll is palpable, as vigils and memorials become all too common. The presence of police, while necessary, is a stark reminder of the ongoing battle against crime. The community's resolve is tested with each incident, but their determination to create a better future remains unwavering. The sound of the gunshot echoed through the streets of Mott Haven, shattering the usual nighttime calm and sending a wave of panic through the neighborhood, prompting a flurry of calls to 911. Residents, shaken and terrified, scrambled to their phones, their hands trembling as they dialed the emergency number. Frantic residents reported the shooting, their voices filled with fear and urgency. Each call painted a picture of chaos and desperation as neighbors tried to make sense of the sudden violence that had erupted in their community. Within minutes, the piercing sirens of emergency vehicles sliced through the air, signaling a swift response from both the police and paramedics. The flashing lights of police cars and ambulances illuminated the dark streets, creating an eerie contrast against the night sky. First responders arrived to find a chaotic scene. The area was quickly cordoned off with police tape, and officers worked to secure the perimeter while onlookers gathered, their faces etched with concern and curiosity. The victim, a man whose identity has not yet been released, was found with a life-threatening gunshot wound to the head. Paramedics immediately sprang into action, their training and experience guiding their every move as they fought to save his life. Every second counted as paramedics worked quickly to stabilize him before rushing him to the hospital. The urgency of their actions underscored the gravity of the situation, as they knew that time was of the essence in their race to save the man's life. Section 4. A race against time. The ambulance carrying the victim sped towards Lincoln Hospital, its lights flashing and siren wailing. Every moment was critical in the fight to save the man's life. Medical staff at Lincoln Hospital, a level 1 trauma center, were prepared for the arrival of the gunshot victim. The victim was rushed into surgery, where a team of skilled surgeons worked tirelessly to repair the damage caused by the bullet. He remains in critical condition, his life hanging precariously in the balance. Section 5. Searching for answers. As the victim fights for his life, detectives from the NYPD are working to piece together the circumstances surrounding the shooting. They are interviewing witnesses, canvassing the area for surveillance footage, and searching for any evidence that might lead them to the shooter. So far, the motive for the shooting remains unknown. Police are exploring all possibilities, including whether the shooting was a random act of violence or a targeted attack. Until they have more information, the community remains on edge, haunted by the unanswered questions surrounding the shooting.